for the Big Ten Conference Championship. Indiana will have a first-round bye. They will play the winner of the December 19th Oklahoma-Alabama game on New Year's Day at the Rose Bowl. Each school in the 12-team playoff bracket will receive $4 million. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Happy holidays!
This holiday season, KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you and yours joy, peace, and prosperity. As we celebrate with family and friends, we're already looking forward to an exciting first quarter, packed with must-attend events to kick off the new year just right. In January, join us for our inaugural Brotherhood Brunch, bringing together community leaders, change makers, and everyday people for inspiration and connection. February means it's time for our signature Black History Month luncheon, a powerful celebration you won't want to miss. And in March, Women's History Month, we're once again hosting our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium and Luncheon, addressing the issues that matter most inside our community. From all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, happy holidays. Stay tuned for more details on these incredible upcoming events. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice, your community, your power.
It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And what a beautiful way to start the week. She is a yoga instructor, an astrologer, numerologist, a sound healer and sound bath expert, a life coach, and a meditation teacher. A lot more than that. Saharah Ali is here for Mindful Monday. Good morning, Saharah.
Grand Rising, Dominique and the KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation. As we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with our power, wisdom, faith, and truth. We're being blessed this week with the celestial gift of Mercury and Sagittarius conjunct the Sun, Venus, and Mars, asking us to confront our own wisdom, to reclaim our deepest dreams, trusting the truth of our innermost self, looking inward to bridge our intellect and intuition, nurturing our inner child, adolescent, and adult self. It's giving meaning to the authentic expression of being on purpose, aligning our mind, body, and spirit, trusting our highest good to unfold with grace. This action-packed Stellium and Sagittarius aids us in peeling back emotions, to revisit the past, to take our power back, reframing how we honor ourselves. Now is the time to lean into the truth of all things, liberating ourselves from negativity no matter how it shows up. Remember, Sagittarius is the truth seeker and sayer, asking us to break free from restrictions to empower ourselves, reframing all things to level up to our highest good with levity and grace. Our Mindful Monday call to action is to open our hearts as we take a journey into the world behind our eyes, releasing ego to hear our soul's wisdom and to unapologetically embrace truth with an open mind and an open heart, to connect with infinite possibility, with empowerment, truth, and wisdom. So going forward, let's lean into our Mindful Monday meditation. Pause for a moment and take a breath. And wherever you are, anchor your feet to the earth, connecting to the roots of your soul's purpose. Breathe and be right here, right now, connecting to the world behind your eyes, allowing yourself to release and let go with each breath. Give yourself permission as you breathe to align with inner wisdom. Connecting to your breath, be right here, right now, in this moment, open to self-love, open to trusting the wisdom within, honoring the Most High. Relax, breathe, connect to the power of divine clarity. Be right here, right now, allowing yourself to embrace the power of your inner light. Relax, let go, and breathe. And as you go into the world behind your eyes, as you breathe, call forward divine right action. Give yourself permission to open to grace unfolding in your life. Breathe and mindfully feel centered, relaxed, and empowered with self-love. And as you breathe, connect to clarity. Clarity with each breath, relaxation with each breath, calling on your angels and your ancestors as you surrender to your wholeness, as you surrender to divine guidance. Check in with each breath, opening the space to celebrate change in your life with grace and not fear. Connecting to the wholeness within you, promising yourself to be unapologetic, trusting the power of being on purpose right here, right now. Relax and breathe. Relax and breathe, knowing and believing all things are manifesting in your favor. Sit with that. Feel that. Connect to that. Connect that all things are unfolding in your favor. Quiet your mind. Allow yourself to sit in this truth. And now take a big breath. And at the top of the breath, hold. And as you slowly exhale, give yourself permission to open and receive our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Relax, center, and breathe in these words and allow yourself to feel. Today, I surrender, giving myself permission to trust my life as God's life, allowing my highest good to unfold with grace. Today, I surrender, giving myself permission to trust my life as God's life, allowing my highest good to unfold with grace. Breathe, relax, and slowly begin to bring your awareness back and sit with it. Sit with understanding that your life is God's life. And if you surrender, you give yourself permission to allow your highest good to unfold with grace. And bringing your awareness back, center yourself, ground yourself, and trust and know. And surrendering, you give yourself permission to trust that your life is God's life. Thank you, Dominique, Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetically mindful, blessed week, trusting and surrendering and giving yourself permission to trust that your life is God's life.
Saharah Ali, my life is God's life. Got it. I keep saying it all day. My life is God's life. My life is God's life. Are we out of retro shade yet?
Yes, retro shade is over.
Woo, woo.
And Mercury, and this is the whole point, like Mercury was retrograde in Scorpio, which was really rough, and again, people having emotional mismanagement, and so now Mercury's moving into Sagittarius, and Sagittarius, it's the foot and mouth disease. They will say something like, "Oh, girl, you're so cute with that dress on," but you know what? It's a little too big.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but one person that's on the mic right here is a Sagittarian at the moment. The other one ain't. I'm not going to name any names, but happy
Yeah, but you're
birthday,
my
girl.
sister. Okay, so let's keep it all clean, and let me just redeem myself because I am that Sag all the way with the foot and mouth disease. But I won't say the dress is too big. I'll say you look cute in it, but we could work it out
But look,
this way.
but here's the thing. Some of us want to know if the doggone dress is too big. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will rather have a Sagittarian friend who won't let me go out on the stage looking like a fool because I thought the dress was
Right,
cute. I rather you say, girl, it actually is a little too big for you. Does
right.
my butt look big in this dress? Yes, actually it does. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but we could fix it. See,
Right.
that's the caveat that a Sag will do. They was like, okay, but we could fix it. Like your butt, it's like it don't fit, but we could fix it. I have something for that. So it's always trying to twist it to a positive, even though it may be curt and sound like a negative. You know.
Right. So you're
Right.
saying we're out of the retrograde. Now we're in Sagittarian season. Happy birthday to all the
Yep.
beautiful Sages out there, including you.
And we're gonna have four planets in Sag. Four. So just think about that. Now the other thing with Sag planets is that because it's a Jupiter ruled, you can overdo it. So don't go out there like I can exercise and go try to run and fall out if you didn't warm up. It's like just moderation. But the real gift is to be gentle with yourself and to understand that truth is being revealed. And so it's real important to know that your life is God's life and whatever is coming up, because we are ending a huge cycle. We are ending a 9-year cycle and we are about to step into a 1-year cycle. So this whole month is about cleaning, getting clear, and setting new intentions, but really giving yourself permission to let go of things that no longer serve you and understand whatever was going on for the last 9 years of your life. And if you're still trying to make it happen, just know it's time to reframe what you're willing to do to allow it to happen.
Time to get a fresh start.
And a new perspective. And it's like you better let it go. Teddy Pendergrass is a TKO. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Let it go.
Yeah, let it go. Let it go, let it go. And so we're riding with this energy all through the holidays, apparently. Um, and we appreciate you. We really do. So, I mean, we were talking earlier, me and Jasmine were talking about how we're going into this big political year, and I know it's a re-election year, an election year here locally. We've got the national stage going on with the showdown for the control of the Congress. It's going to be a lot. The political crazy stories are going to keep rolling in, and I just feel like we should take this holiday season, the solstice, whatever your faith, whether you're celebrating Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, none of the above, solstice, that it's a great time to sort of recharge and reset before we step into what promises to be a very vigorous year.
Okay, and so I'm going to say this, and I'm going to continue to say this. We have to remember that everything in the physical world is already history. And then we have to sit with who we're willing to be to rewrite that future. And this is the time where we make closure and release and reframe and take the trash out in our lives and all things around us and reframe our perspective. And believe people when they tell you who they are, and embrace self-love and say no to say yes to yourself, and embrace the truth of inner wisdom, not the illusion outside of you. And so the thing is, yes, it's a political time. Yes, there is a rebirth of all things, but this is a new beginning and we have a clean slate. And so my thing is, take the trash out and don't carry with you the same lie you've been telling yourself about things. And in the political arena, it's already history. They already have told us who they are, and where they're going. And we have to give ourselves permission to be on purpose and to be authentic, to rewrite the future that we want to have. and to put blinders on and not have emotional mismanagement as we step up for change. Change is very necessary. Change is going to happen, and we can be more proactive in supporting the change if we tell ourselves the truth and not get caught in the illusions that are put before us. You know, politics is politics, but truth is truth.
Okay, I'm going to stay on time today. Somebody in the chat has a question for you, Saharah Ali. You want to stay with me?
Yeah.
Do you have time? I know you got, clients and sound baths and yoga classes. And okay, we'll continue. We'll ask Molly Bell's question. She wants to know why you always say, allow God to be there. Allow. Oh, we'll get the answer when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. You'll find exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 50% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Oh, my. I didn't know Nicki Minaj was a Sagittarian. Apparently today is her birthday. That explains a lot. Anyway, Saharah Ali.
A lot.
Yeah. It's happy birthday, Nikki.
Miss Nikki.
Happy birthday, Miss Nikki. So Molly Bell wants to know why you always say allow. Why do you say allow God to be there? She says it's powerful. She also said happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Miss Molly Bell. I love you so much. So let me put it this way. Sometimes when we pray, or sometimes when we are trying to manifest, we are so focused on doing any and everything to try to make it happen. And so when you frame something in your psyche because you're like, oh, God, please help me, blah, 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 you're beseeching. And so where is there space for God to come in? So you have to say, I allow myself to release. I allow God's will to be done. Because our ego, our vanity, our emotions, our judgments get in the way of trusting the process. You know, we'll say a prayer and we want it to happen overnight. But if we want that prayer to really happen overnight, we have to, like, you know, it's like watching a pot trying to boil. You have to allow everything to fall in place. You have to make space for it. So allowing is opening the place to make space for whatever it is that you are claiming or seeking or praying for. Give it time to unfold.
Yeah.
You allow yourself to be focused. You allow yourself to calm down. It's like a discernment, stepping away, allowing God's will or trusting God's will. So allowing is a form of trusting. Allowing is a form of surrendering. Allowing is a form of accepting and knowing that your will and God's will be done.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, when I pray, I usually try to just say thank you for things. You know, instead of begging or telling God, like bossing God around. I think some of us are so bossy. And, you know, what is the saying? When we make plans, God laughs. It's like, well, what if that's not God's will? I always remind myself to say, you know, I will to will the divine will, rather than, God, I would like 2 all beef patties, special sauce. You know, come on, dude.
You can place your order. But that's the thing. The thing is that there is always God's time, not our time. And so, like, you know, sometimes I'll have a client and I'll say, well, you know, you're scheduled for this or that. And they'll come, well, you said this was going to happen. It says, well, it didn't happen because you didn't allow it to happen, because you didn't do the things that was necessary to open the space for it to unfold. So allowing is also moving out of the way so that the universe can do its thing so that you can receive what you're asking for.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm trying to remember where I heard it somewhere, that we get into this efforting thing. We're like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen. And we get ourselves tighter, tighter, and tighter. Instead of allowing blessings to flow, we're trying to control everything. And I'm going to make it happen, instead of, you know, I will to will the divine will, and, you know, allow this powerful destiny, these powerful creative energy to flow through me.
And around you, and for you, and with you, and through you.
Yeah. Well, so I think that's a great answer. I think it went a little further, but I'm really mindful of that in these times, because, you know, for whatever reason, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago with you, Saharah, where I was saying, well, a lot of people die at this time of year, and I think it's because they're stressed out. And you said, well, maybe they've graduated. Maybe they've finished their assignment. Maybe it's time for them to go to the next, you know, to the next level or whatever. But for whatever the reason, we do sometimes get into efforting and trying to control. And, you know, if only I had a bigger Christmas tree. If only I had more room on my credit card, Christmas would be perfect. You know, and so this idea of allowing to let go and let God, which sounds simplistic, but it's actually really helpful. I call it free falling in God's arms. Sometimes you just got to go, okay, God, what you say, go.
Or take a walk. Or take a walk in nature and look around. Okay, so we're in a California winter. Some trees have leaves, some trees don't. And just because the tree's without the leaves doesn't mean that it's dead. It's going through a transformation. It is waiting for its season. It is allowing for itself the right time to bloom and to yield the fruit that it is going to feed us. And so take a walk in nature and reframe the perspective of how are you doing your life? Are you trying to make the fruit blossom on the tree before it's the season for that fruit?
Yes, that would be me. I said bloom, flower, right now.
Watermelons don't grow in the wintertime. They grow somewhere else and they ship them here. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a great analogy. Right? You can't force the plant to grow no matter how much you yell at it.
Right. And you can't bark at your blessings if you really want them to unfold. Yeah. So patience and allow. And I love you, Molly Bell. Thank you so much. You keep me on my toes.
Do you have I think I asked you that this week. Last week I asked you this, and you said the next sound bath is in January.
January 31st. Yes, January 31st. And I am trying to plan a open house celebration at my office for everybody to come through and have some treats and, and share some light and some information. And I will keep you posted on that. And Miss Molly Bell, I am working on a show just for you about the age of Aquarius. My husband and I have been fighting about this, and so I will give you some concise, hardcore, from the root answer for, age of Aquarius.
Ooh, that's going to be good. I can't wait.
It's going to be juicy, right?
Yeah, it's going to be good. That sounds like a great show. Look, if you want to keep track of Saharah, you can just go to SaharahAli.com. It's SaharAH, SaharahAli.com. She posts stuff there. If you want to get an appointment, a reading, some life coaching, a sound healing, which I highly recommend, call Elise at 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783, and Elise will make an appointment for you. Joe Just Us writes, unfortunately, I lost my faith after trying numerous faiths. I try to support alternative solutions and don't exclude atheists and agnostics like the 12-step program. We just have a minute here. Do you want to say something to Joe Just Us?
So the question is, what is Joe looking for? And what is Joe, what is his program about the solace that he seeks? If you're seeking something, it's also seeking you. And so sometimes for you to receive what you're seeking, you have to allow yourself to trust the process, not judge it.
Yes, and of course, Joe, I do not exclude atheists, agnostics. I'm an equal opportunity soul searcher, spiritualist. I feel like that's why you always hear me talk about God and the Most High and the ancestors, because I don't want to encourage any kind of spiritual gangbanging. I want us all to look inside and be on the path to higher love, whatever that path is for you. I just, I will exclude Satanists and evildoers, though. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, we don't play with the dark side.
Yeah, we don't play with the dark side. Saharah Ali, thank you so much for joining.
Love you. Thank you, KBLA family. Have a blessed week.
Love you more. We're talking about the dark side in politics when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. White House Boarders Czar Tom Homan is defending the immigration crackdown in Minneapolis. On CNN's State of the Union, Homan dismissed claims it targets Somali immigrants.
So numerous countries that President Trump's, is looking at everybody that came up in these countries, make sure they're vetted properly. Some of these countries don't have the proper systems in place to totally vet somebody.
This follows President Trump saying Somali immigrants have ruined Minnesota. HBCU, Southern University's Alpha Phi Alpha chapter in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is back in action. The fraternity was cleared of hazing allegations after an investigation found no violations, lifting a cease and desist order issued in October. And the estate of Notorious B.I.G. is denying claims in Netflix's new docuseries on Sean Diddy Combs. A former manager, Wayne Barrow, says the allegations that Biggie's record company paid for his funeral and not Sean Combs are false and disrespectful. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Rams have the best record in the NFC after pounding the Arizona Cardinals Sunday 45-17. The win puts the Rams at 10-3, a game ahead of the Chicago Bears, who lost to Green Bay Sunday. 3 more touchdown passes for Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. The Rams had 530 yards in total offense. The 8-4 Chargers are at home tonight against the Philadelphia Eagles at SoFi. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert is going to start tonight, 1 week after having surgery to repair a fractured bone in his left hand. Tavis Smiley's Indiana Hoosiers are the #1 seed in the college football playoffs. Undefeated Indiana beat Ohio State Saturday for the Big Ten Conference Championship. Indiana will have a first-round bye. They will play the winner of the December 19th Oklahoma-Alabama game on New Year's Day at the Rose Bowl. Each school in the 12-team playoff bracket will receive $4 million. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
The only thing between you and your best self is a start button. This Cyber Monday, explore the world with Nordic Track. From the peaks of Peru to the streets of Paris, every workout moves you somewhere new with iFit trainers leading the way. The equipment's amazing, smooth, quiet, and those screens make it all feel real. Ready to start your next workout adventure with the #1 treadmill brand in the U.S.? Shop NordicTrack.com for Cyber Monday savings. Nordic Track. Train anywhere, explore everywhere.
Celebrate the soul of the holidays and support Altadena and Pasadena. Join us on Monday, December 15th, 7 p.m. inside the Bram Goldsmith Theater at the Wallace in Beverly Hills for Soul of the Holidays, a joyful night of Motor City soul, gospel, and holiday classics featuring an 18-piece band, all-star vocalist, and community choirs, all in support of the Black LA Relief and Recovery Fund. This performance comes at a pivotal time for many in Altadena and Pasadena. This is their first holiday season since the devastating Altadena Eden Canyon fire, which destroyed homes and community spaces. While the physical losses are immense, the power of community remains, and your attendance directly supports recovery, resilience, and renewal. So, be sure to join us Monday, December 15th, 7 p.m. inside the Bram Goldsmith Theater at the Wallace in Beverly Hills for Soul of the Holidays, benefiting survivors of the Altadena Eden Canyon fire. For ticket information, just log on to tickets@thewallace.org. That's tickets@thewallace.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580 and the Black Freedom Fund.
Roger and Tracy saved over $18,400. Cynthia was recovering from a family tragedy and saved over $10,300. If you are drowning in debt, then call Debt Blue. Debt Blue is a professional debt negotiation firm with over 20 years of experience helping people pay back a fraction of what they owe. Learn how to cut your debt up to half or maybe more. Be debt-free in 24 to 48 months, even with bad credit. With an A+ rating from the BBB, you can rest easy knowing Debt Blue is going to deliver guaranteed debt reduction. Debt Blue offers a success guarantee. You pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. That's right, you save money or it's free. Call now for significant debt relief and a free consultation. 800-200-8879. That's 800-200-8879. You don't have to declare bankruptcy. This program works if you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in debt. Call for your free consultation today. 800-200-8879. That's 800-200-8879.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
We don't, and you don't either. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to say a thing about a thing. So, wow, I saw something crazy on the Democracy Now! TV show. Apparently, the Attorney General has ordered the FBI to make a list of what the Justice Department deems domestic terrorist organizations. This is a memo that was obtained by a journalist named Ken Klippenstein. He says that the memo tells us that these are the categories that they're looking for: opposition to law enforcement and immigration enforcement, extreme views in favor of mass migration and open borders, adherence to radical gender ideology, as well as anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity. This is sort of like an addendum to the Trump executive directive called NSPM 7, National Security Presidential Memorandum Number 7, which the president signed in September after Charlie Kirk was murdered by, anyway, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again, but certainly not by left-wing extremists. And so it's just something to watch. Clearly, they are setting the stage to go after political dissonance, which is authoritarianism, people. That is dictatorship. And certainly most of my friends, certainly myself, fits the description of pretty much everything in that memo. Not everything. I don't think I'm anti-American. I think I'm pro-American. But by their standard, anti-American means anti-MAGA, right? So this is clearly the direction that they are going in. And they're compiling an actual list, which is giving Joe McCarthy, round up the commies and make them, render them unable to work or live freely in this country. That's where we are. I don't think we the people are going to let them get away with it this time, but that's where we are. Update. And yes, I continue to take a pledge every day to be courageous. To do what we do. Speak truth to power, protest, all the stuff we do. And Paul was in the chat talking about this. You're right. Paramount Skydance is trying to do a hostile takeover of Warner Brothers. The CEO, Larry Ellison, one of the very richest men in the world, a Trump supporter, a Netanyahu supporter, whose son recently took control of Paramount and thus CBS News, appointing a far right-wing person, a far right-wing Netanyahu stan, as the news director. Immediately, one of the first things they did. And when I heard about the Netflix buying Warner Brothers, my reaction was at least it's not Larry Ellison in that group, the Paramount Skydance group, because not only are they in Netanyahu's pocket, they already have CBS, and they're going to be getting control of, most likely, they'll be getting control of TikTok starting in January, so it's just too much power. But I understand why a lot of people were angry about Netflix taking over Warner Brothers. There's a lot of folks who have spoken out about it in the Hollywood community because of the monopoly that it creates for the streamer with control of those studios, and how a lot of the movie theater owners are upset about it because they feel like Netflix prioritizes streamers and they're going to push those movie theaters out of business. They're going to de-emphasize showing films in movie theaters, that a lot of people will lose jobs. Well, yeah, agreed. Actually, it would be better if nobody bought Warner Brothers, because we have enough consolidation. We have enough monopolistic control over news sources and entertainment sources already. It's terrible already. But if somebody was going to buy it, I was more happy to see Netflix buy it than Paramount Skydance. Well, now Paramount Skydance saying not so fast. Larry Ellison says he wants to finish what we started. He says they're going directly to the Warner Brothers shareholders with an all-cash $30 per share offer. Miles, I know you're on the stock market thing, and I see you shaking your head. That doesn't really mean that much to me. I don't gamble on the stock market, you know. You think they're likely to win that way?
Man, I think that's big money tactics to go straight to the stockholder and say, hey, we got more money for you instead. Like that's gangster.
$30 per share. Yeah, because Netflix already won the bidding war, and they're supposed to be buying the studio.
But the shareholders, those are the real people that you need to, satisfy. And the thing is too, like the same thing we learned with the Cal Edison, you're the CEO, your commitment is to maximize profits for your shareholders. So if somebody's coming to your shareholders saying, hey, we got more money than the deal you guys just agreed to, we got a bidding war now, I guess. And
yeah, and they're also saying they're going to keep Warner Brothers whole, whereas Netflix was spinning off some of the channels. Yeah. So they may win this bid. It's a hostile bid. They lost out to Netflix, but they're not giving up.
Stay safe if you're in the stock market street, y'all.
The guy's name is David Ellison. I don't know why I called him Larry. Anyway, no, that's because that's the son. David is the son. I was right. Larry is the father. Okay, so they're saying they never got a response from Warner Brothers Discovery. They were just like, they blew him off and they just went with Netflix. They also say their offer is backed up by equity financing from the Ellison family. And they have debt commitments from Bank of America, Citi, and Apollo Global. So we'll see. It sounds like a whole big battle of the oligarchs.
Sounds like we're watching a little chess match go on. And there's a lot of things going on, so you don't necessarily have to watch this chess match, but this is actually a really high-level chess match we're watching if you're watching the game, yeah.
Yeah, it's Godzilla versus Mothra. Apparently Comcast also made a bid, but nobody's really taking them seriously. And Paramount has gone to the board of directors, and they're making the case that Netflix is going to break up Warner Brothers. We'll keep you guys whole. So, we'll see. I guess the ink is not dry. And, people in the industry are raising antitrust issues, as we should, but those issues do not go away with the Paramount Skydance deal. Let us be clear about that. Not only that, we will be handing over CNN to far right-wing conservatives who own Paramount Skydance. So there's a lot of moving parts here. Apparently, the president is weighing in, said Sunday that market share considerations could pose a problem. To me, that means when you talk about our president, who doesn't give a rat's behind about monopolies or the rights of the people, that Mr. Ellison probably picked up the phone and called him and said, hey, I'll break you off a little something. Because it's always about enriching his family. That's always the bottom line, allegedly, for our alleged president. Man, it is wild, wild, wild out there. The Washington Post with a really, really telling story today about the Trump pardons. 100 people accused of drug-related crimes have been pardoned or granted clemency by this president while he bombs random fishermen claiming that they're drug traffickers. More on that and lots of other things. Plus, you're invited, as always, to call me at 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
In a city as big as LA, healthcare shouldn't feel far away. That's why Cedars-Sinai is breaking down barriers and bringing resources like free screenings, vaccinations, and wellness programs into local communities. From Leimert Park to Lincoln Heights and everywhere in between, Cedars-Sinai is showing up, partnering with over 200 local organizations to improve access to healthcare resources. Because care doesn't just happen inside a hospital. It happens in neighborhoods and places around the city where we live, work, and grow. Cedars-Sinai, here for LA.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
This holiday season, KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you and yours joy, peace, and prosperity. As we celebrate with family and friends, we're already looking forward to an exciting first quarter, packed with must-attend events to kick off the new year just right. In January, join us for our inaugural Brotherhood Brunch, bringing together community leaders, change makers, and everyday people for inspiration and connection. February means it's time for our signature Black History Month luncheon, a powerful celebration you won't want to miss. And in March, Women's History Month, we're once again hosting our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium and Luncheon, addressing the issues that matter most inside our community. From all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, happy holidays. Stay tuned for more details on these incredible upcoming events. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice, your community, your power.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back indeed. You're always invited to call. You're invited to stop into the comments section of YouTube where they are sharing full time around the clock, having parallel conversations, dipping in and out of this conversation. And hit us up on social media. We're at KBLA 1580 on every platform. Remember, we have a special edition of Messy Monday coming up next hour. That should be lots of fun. Speaking with an activist, actually, who I've never had a chance to talk with on the radio. So I met her at the LA County JCOD Summit, Together We Thrive, and now we're doing Together We Do Messy Monday. All right, so I was talking about this Washington Post article, and I really like it because it brings things into focus, right? As we're talking about whether or not this country has a right to attack random boats that they decide are drug dealers, right? With no proof, no due process, just simply we bomb you and we say you're a drug vessel and you're supposed to take our word for it. And last time I checked, it was 86 people dead. It's a lot of dead people. 86 people dead with no trial, no due process, no evidence. Just the president saying that's a drug vessel. They could have been fishermen. They could have been tourists. They could have been drug dealers, but even drug dealers are supposed to get trials. Well, this Washington Post article points out that the president has pardoned or given some kind of commutation relief to over 100 drug trafficking people. Okay? And most of these are not small fish. I mean, it was his first day in office, his first full day in 2025 that he pardoned this guy Ross Ulbricht, who is over this group called Silk Road. It's a company called Silk Road, which is the biggest online black market for illegal drugs of that entire era. This is a massive drug dealer who's selling online, right? And he sells other illicit goods too. But this guy pardoned day one. And since that time, he has pardoned Garnett Gilbert Smith, who was a drug kingpin in Baltimore. Last week, he pardoned the Honduran president, Juan Orlando Hernandez, who was sentenced to 45 years in prison, and I'm going to quote right here, for running his country as a vast narco state that helped move at least 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. 400 tons, okay? That's who you're pardoning while you're bombing random little boats, right? And so this idea that our president really gives a rat's behind about whether or not there are drugs in this country is completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Juan Orlando Hernandez is still connected in Honduras. Allegedly, his brother is one of the biggest cartel bosses in all of Latin America. You think he's going to get out of jail and go do bake sales? You think he's going to get out of jail and go run a nursery school? I mean, as I told you, someone I know who is pretty knowledgeable about that area pointed out to me that a lot of people's lives will be in danger just by this guy being pardoned and getting back to business, whatever that looks like. Unless he's going to be the new drug czar in the Trump administration. LOL. So this guy on one side of his mouth, he's talking about, we got to stop the drugs, which is really just a smokescreen for him taking the oil of Venezuela. And on the other hand, he's letting out Juan Orlando Hernandez, a cocaine trafficker, a convicted cocaine trafficker. This is not my opinion. The guy was serving 45 years. For running an entire country as a narco state, for bringing 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. A car weighs about a ton. Think 400 cars worth of cocaine, and you're talking about a massive drug operation, which probably changed the entire face of our nation. We're going to give that guy a pardon, but we're going to bomb this guy with no trial, no evidence. Just my word that he's a drug dealer. And that's why I keep saying it reminds me of Duterte, because Duterte, the former Filipino president, was allowing random people to just go and kill people if they accuse them of being drug dealers. CNN points out that Donald Trump has been granted immunity by the Supreme Court. So even if they commit a million war crimes, bombing boats of unarmed civilians, and then going back for a double tap, which is widely recognized as a war crime, you don't get to kill people who are shipwrecked, he will have no accountability because the Supreme Court has already said he is immune, that he can basically do whatever the heck he wants. But that doesn't mean that Pete Hegseth or Admiral Frank Bradley or whatever service members actually executed that strike, it doesn't mean they have immunity. And that's why when Senator Kelly said, do not carry out illegal orders, he was talking about protecting the Constitution, the country, maybe stopping possible future coups. But he was also talking about, for those service members, save your behind. You don't have immunity. The president does, but you do not. And that means that, according to some legal interpretations, Admiral Bradley could be tried for murder. And those service people who actually pushed a button or pulled the trigger, they could be tried for murder too. Did you see the Saturday Night Live skit? Hilarious. It was Colin Jost playing Pete Hegseth. Laugh to keep from crying funny. Because what's going on with these boat strikes is illegal. It's terrible. And we should be afraid, because if the president can just point to a vehicle, a vessel, or a person and say, I declare you a criminal, and therefore I can order the military to kill you with no proof, with no trial, no due process, that is not good news for anybody. That is not the country that I want to live in. And happening simultaneously to the compilation of a list of supposed domestic terrorists based on our ideology, what we think and what we say, that should be very worrisome for anyone who doesn't agree with the president on anything from civil rights to self-tanners. It's time for Messy Monday. That's next after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. White House Boarder Tom Homan is defending the immigration crackdown in Minneapolis. On CNN's State of the Union, Homan dismissed claims it targets Somali immigrants.
In numerous countries that President Trump's, is looking at everybody that came from these countries, make sure they're vetted properly. Some of these countries don't have the proper systems in place to totally vet somebody.
This follows President Trump saying Somali immigrants have ruined Minnesota. HBCU, Southern University's Alpha Phi Alpha chapter in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is back in action. The fraternity was cleared of hazing allegations after an investigation